guys, $10 here.
And hey guys, MagnusRobert here, and today we're collabing to bring you a new video. This video we're going to be talking about what we want in the game, so what characters, what NPCs, what events, and what buildings and costumes, and we'll be talking and discussing our ideas and kind of sharing our ideas and kind of, I guess, comparing them. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. It's a different video. We haven't actually done it together before in the same video, so yeah, should be cool.
I personally want in the game. So there's a lot of retired characters that I don't think EA might ever add in, but yeah, those characters are such as people like Lionel Hutz and Lyle Lanley. There's a lot, but the main ones I think they should definitely add in are people like Bleeding Gum Murphy, who we've been wanting the game for quite a while now. And another set of people we want is the Barflies, such as Sam and Larry, who are obviously other characters in Moe's Tavern. Someone else that I thought would be pretty cool to add in is Larry Burns, who is it Mr. Burns' son? It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Son, yeah.
We definitely want him at some point. Surprise isn't yet in the game. Someone else we want. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Is it Mr. Bergstrom? Something like that. It's the teacher.
Yeah.
It's a supply teacher from the episode. And I had an idea for him, Bleeding Gum Murphy, Michael Jackson as well as another character.
The actual parody one or the actual Michael Jackson?
The parody one.
Yeah.
The parody one. Yeah. Could be in a music event that I definitely want. But there has been a spoiler recently in the App Store about having some kind of music update, and that update should be coming soon, maybe.
Maybe today.
I don't know if it's actually going to be coming today or tomorrow or something. Yeah, really want that. I'm excited. I'll be happy if we get Bleeding Gum Murphy because, yeah, I definitely want him. But yeah, we're just gonna have to find out. But the character I really want overall, and I don't know if everyone else agrees, but I really want Gil as a character. I don't know why. He's just a guy, isn't he? I don't know what to say. He's cool, but I don't know. I just really want him in. There's been so many chances for EA to add him in, and they haven't added him yet. So we need him in the game. If EA will ever add him, I have no idea. But yeah, that's. Oh, actually, something else I forgot to mention. We have recently talked about in the podcast that me, Robert, Nuke, and DTF did a podcast together recently. We talked about the expansion of Krusty Land, and we talked about having Itchy and Scratchy as some characters. So there's some other people that would be great as characters. And maybe for NPCs, we could have the 1920s version of them, or I imagine EA might make, I don't know, EA might make them characters, or they might make them costumes. I don't know. It depends how EA are thinking, but there's an idea. Also, I had a recent idea of having the original Simpsons in the game. So I'm sure that a lot of you have seen how the original Simpsons looked. Is it called the Tracy Ullman Show or something? How the Simpsons, the Simpsons shorts when they first came out in 1987, so they look all weird, basically. So I don't know if we could have those as costumes or NPCs or separate characters, but they could actually turn up into some kind of like sci-fi update. It could be like a Clash universe kind of thing. I don't know. But they are technically the same character, but it would be cool to have them in the game anyway because that's how the Simpsons originally looked. I don't know. There's another idea, but yeah, I think they're all my character ideas I have. But
for my characters, I think probably the best, the ones I personally want the most is, of course, Lionel Hutz and Troy McClure, but of course they're both retired, so I doubt they're going to be added. And to be honest, after that, it probably is Gil as well for me. I'd say, because I do really want Gil, because of course he has appeared in many episodes. But another one I'm bringing to the table is Sarah Wiggum. I definitely want to see her. I think it's important to add her because although she's not a major character, she's still seen quite a lot in the background, and of course she is Wiggum's wife and quite an important character. Wiggum is quite an important character. Like I said, Itchy and Scratchy. Another two that I can think of is Bender. From Futurama, and I don't know about the whole rights thing, so I doubt he will be added, but I still really do want him in the game, and I know they were planning on adding him originally. And other than that, probably is Eddie Muntz, which is Nelson's father. I really definitely want them to do a storyline with him. I think they actually missed an opportunity in the 20 for 30 or something like that. What's it called? The episode time, the basketball episode time. They really missed an opportunity there because, of course, he actually ended up being the narrator at the end. We figured out he was the narrator, so it would have been a cool character, time to actually add him. So that's kind of annoying. So yeah, they're my main characters. I think probably, like I said, the one I want the most is either Eddie Muntz or Gil. I'd say. I don't know. I say Eddie Muntz, seeing as you took Gil. Yeah. That's my main one. I really want in the game because I think they could actually make a really good story. Apart from that, the barflies as well, and Itchy and Scratchy would also be really cool, and of course Bleeding Gums Murphy. So I guess you sort of mentioned NPCs, but I'll just move on to NPCs anyway, and we can talk briefly about that. So NPCs are really cool. Obviously, we have them, in our town, and they don't do anything. They just obviously don't have tasks, so they're just there for a decoration almost. But the one that I want the most, the NPC I want the most is actually I'll just talk about some others first. So of course I have like the Happy Little Elves. I definitely want to see them in the game.
Okay.
I think that they're really cool. Of course, they were in the Christmas. They're a perfect character for Christmas. They could also be playable, I guess. It could go either way, but I definitely want to see them in the game. Another one's Pinchy from obviously the lobster that Homer had for a bit, and he ended up killing and eating. He actually appeared as a villain in the Superheroes 2, so it's kind of annoying that we didn't actually get him in the end as like a little non-playable character or something, or even a playable maybe. But the one I want the most, the NPC I want the most is the Hounds. Mr. Burns Hounds. I think they'd just be awesome as non-playable characters, and it's kind of annoying because they're technically already in the game because of course they're one of Mr. Burns' tasks, but I definitely want to see them as actual permanent characters.
Yeah, cool. I also had another idea just now of Martin's family. I think we have talked about this in the past, but I know you have anyway. Like we don't have Martin's dad or mum, but they're not very popular in the show, but they have been seen in the background or they have talked or something a few times.
They've been in a few episodes where they've had lines.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it on characters and NPCs and stuff. I guess now we can move on to
events,
buildings,
or buildings.
Yes, or whatever. Yeah, I'll go first again. Buildings, okay. So me and Robert had a bit of a talk about Bleeding Gum Murphy, and we thought the best building he would definitely come with is the jazz hole. Don't really know what else he could come with, but
I think that's the
jazz
thing
hole.
he can really come with.
Yeah, it pretty much is, isn't it? Another thing is the White House, which is literally the White House in Washington. I think a great event they should add that in is just basically 4th of July. Surprising I added it in already, but we're gonna have to have the 4th of July. Sorry, we're gonna have to have the White House at some point because
and they've already added like landmarks like the Eiffel Tower and Big Ben and
exactly.
stuff like that. So it's not like they can't add landmarks.
Exactly, I don't see why they can't. But yeah, I don't know. That could also come with a president. I don't know which one it could come with, but
the current one, it could. Well, there again, there's already Trump's tower. There's Trump Tower, so they could always add Trump Tower in the game because we've seen Trump Towers before. So we could get Trump with Trump Towers, and to be honest, we could get the White House with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Of course, he was the president in the movie.
Yeah,
that would be okay, I guess.
Yeah, I wish we got him in the in the what's it called, the Secret Agents updates. They could have had him as a separate character or a costume.
I think I don't know. I just feel like adding celebrities, because Family Guy Quest stuff and Futurama appear to be fine with adding celebrities, but for some reason, weird reason, the Simpsons tapped out. Seems to be a bit scared of adding celebrities. I'm pretty sure they have every right to add them if they've been in the Simpsons, because they're technically already licensed characters. So
yeah, I don't know. Okay. A couple of others is the Box Factory, and another thing is the Praiseland like extension, because we already got the Praiseland statue in the Easter updates.
Yeah.
That just came. But yeah.
For buildings for me, I think you got most of them. The only other one was or the only other couple were I don't think you mentioned the Fort Springfield, did you? Fort Springfield's actually the military base in Springfield. I really definitely want to see this. Almost as much as the Jazz Hole, because of course, well, it's the military base. That's just cool. Yeah. Of course, Skinner served here, so they could do a lot of stuff with that, because of course this is where he trained before he went to Vietnam. So they could do a lot of stuff there with that. And the only other thing is the Springfield Speedway, which is the thing that Lance Murdoch should have come with. I definitely really want to see that.
Yeah.
There's a few other things like houses, like Martin's house and Kent Brockman's house. I definitely want to see them. I want to see people's houses in the game, because there's also Bumblebee Man's house, but it doesn't look very cool. But there's a few things, I think different characters' houses that it would be cool to get them as well. Just to complete just to complete it, I guess, to complete that character in a way. But yeah, they're pretty much the buildings that I think they really need to add.
Okay.
Shall we move to events then?
Yeah, sure.
So events, of course, it's kind of hard because we have big events, we have mini events. I've got a couple of each though. The biggest big event I want is Destination Springfield Part 2 or Number 2. Of course, I recently did a video of ideas and that, and I'm going to be making a little series because they've gone to so many locations. And honestly, the thing with Destination Springfield is they could probably make 3 or 4 events out of this, 3 or 4 pretty solid events, because they've gone, they just take one travel episode and make that an act. So I really want to see Destination Springfield 2. I think that would be an awesome event. Another event I can think of, off the top of my head anyway, is I definitely want to see some sort of sci-fi 2 as well. I know a lot of people aren't so keen on it, but I really enjoyed the sci-fi update, and I would like to see a sci-fi part 2. In terms of mini events, the Movementarian episode with the little cult. Now I know they've already added the spaceship into the game in the pagan event. Yeah. But they could still do something with that. There's still like 3 solid characters they could give us, and a few other buildings and stuff they could do. I've always wanted to see that in the game, implemented in the game as like a little mini event. Trying to think what other mini events there are. But yeah, they're the main ones anyway. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any others. I'll just hand it to you. Oh, and a music event. That was the other thing. Yeah, music event.
Yeah, that's the update that should hopefully be coming soon, if it's a music event. I hope it is. But yeah, that is that's definitely one that we've been wanting for quite a while, a music event. Yeah, the ideas I have, I guess, are part 2s to updates we already had, such as, I don't know, a sci-fi update. I know not a lot of people really like the sci-fi update. I didn't like it too much, but there is a lot more they could add, such as like other future versions of people and past versions of people.
Well, there's also like Bart's wife, gender. There's Bart's 2 kids. There's Lisa's kid. Yeah. There's loads. The one I want to see the most though is Santa's little hybrid, which is Santa's little helper and Snowball 2 had a child.
Yeah. We could also get the baby versions of like Bart and Lisa, I guess, and Homer's actually. We have seen a baby version of Homer before. I can't really think about we've ever seen a baby version of Marge, but yeah, we've seen baby versions of Neo.
Is that like little young version where she's like 5 when she goes on the plane?
Oh,
she sees her father as a student.
Yeah. I don't know. That could be in some kind of, I don't know, another time traveling update where they go back in time for like the Simpsons past. That could also bring in some costumes and stuff as well. But like, I don't know. I've talked about this in the podcast we recently did, but there could be like an 80s act where I don't know. I thought of a costume for Artie Ziff, like his prom suit,
Yeah.
or whatever. What's it? I don't know. That could be like a time traveling toaster part 2 or sci-fi part 2. I don't know. But I don't know if they'll ever do that. I mean, to come to think of it, they've only ever done a part 2 to one big event, have they? Or am I just being wrong there?
They've done Superheroes Part 2.
Yeah. That's what they've done.
I think that's the only one. I think so, yeah. Well, to actual, there aren't like actual annual events.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where it's come from, having like the idea of a part 2 or a part 3 of it.
Well, I think Destination Springfield, there's definitely a solid part 2 there, and even a solid part 3. In terms of sci-fi, I think that you could do a pretty solid part 2. I don't know about part 3 for sci-fi, but you could definitely do a part 2.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to add, buildings and characters and all that. I mean, I don't have many ideas to whatever, but
do you want to move on to costumes then?
Yeah, we can move on to costumes, I guess.
You take it away.
Okay. I have already mentioned this earlier on in the video, but I've talked about the 90s, 1920s version of Itchy and Scratchy. They could be NPCs or they could be costumes. I imagine EA will probably make them characters or NPCs, whatever. But yeah, there is an idea. Other costumes, trying to think. Yeah, I recently talked about the Artie Ziff costume. God, I have no idea really.
Shall I take it off you?
I guess so.
Okay, so for costumes that I want, first of all, the one I want the most is definitely a costume for the Mod Flanders Ghost, which will actually be like a real life Mod Flanders if you want, like an alive version of Mod Flanders. This could actually be a unique character, but I think it would be better as a costume personally for the Ghost, because I don't really want that, you know. I think the Ghost costume is pretty. I don't know. Or what would be the costume then? Would it be the Mod Flanders, or would it be the actual Ghost, the default one? I don't know. Yeah. They could do something like that. Another two actually are both superhero costumes that they didn't add in Superhero 2 or Superhero 1, and it's kind of annoying. But that's first of all Cupcake Bart, which is of course the sidekick to Pie Man Homer, or Pie Man.
Okay.
And also the Everyman Homer, which is in the one of my subscribers was going on about really wanting it in the game, but basically it's a comic that a comic book guy writes, and Homer's casted as the actor for it, and basically and they honestly could maybe even do a mini event out of the Everyman Homer episode, to be honest. Maybe add the Cupcake Bart in there as well. Yeah, I think they could do that. But yeah, they're the only costumes that I can honestly come off the top of my head. They're the three I want the most, but the one I want the most, like I said, is the Mod Flanders, and I guess the Itchy and Scratchy ones would be cool if they were to add Itchy and Scratchy into the game, that is.
Yeah, if they ever will. But yeah, okay.
So is that it then?
I think so. Yeah.
So anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. So there are discussions. Please leave your suggestions, what buildings you want, what events you want, what characters you want, what costumes you want. Tell us what you want in the game the most. And yeah, so thanks for watching.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.